It is. It's basically, as we've been saying this evening, it's a song about bringing people together, about integration, and against the rhetoric of anti-immigration. And these guys come together, and there was a little feature on it on the BBC Main News a couple of weeks ago, and we've been basically releasing the single this May. This the 3rd of May, this Sunday it comes out in digital form. But the YouTube video is massively getting hits all over the place. It's going across Europe, so we're getting some great following on it, and it's a good message, I think. So let's have a chat with the two guys.
Good evening to both of you.
Hi, hello, how are you?
Very well, good. I watched the video first a little earlier on, and I must say, first and foremost, what a brilliantly produced video. It's very well put together. How did that come about?
Oh, well, that was Lucia, who is the main visionary behind this. Lucia is a film producer, and we just thought, as Adrian said, this is a song about unity, and really, this is a love song, and we just wanted to have something that was quite simple, a simple premise of a girl working in a pub and seeing this sort of rhetoric that's against her as a character, and sort of standing up to it. And we got this great director to work with myself named Peter Speyer. He came on board, and we went to our local pub, and they came on board, and we just got a bunch of people in who wanted to be part of this and just sort of bring this message of love to the UK together.
Paula, how long have you been in the UK?
I've been here 20 years. Well, sorry, was that Paula?
Yeah, well, I'll ask you as well, Alan.
And you, Alan.
Yeah. We'll get back to you in a minute, Alan, but Paula, yourself, how long have you been here?
On and off for 12 years. First time I moved here in 2002. Then I had a little episode of living in Stockholm, then in Warsaw, a little bit in Geneva, and permanently in the UK since 2007 now.
And what have you been doing whilst you've been here?
I've been working in marketing, contracting in marketing. I've been doing music. I've recorded my first album here in London. I got a recording deal in 2009. So that was pretty much, I've been doing music, writing music, making music.
And the main reason for you doing this, I'm guessing, and it's a very difficult situation really to try and summarise, but there does seem to be a lot of rhetoric around at the moment, and obviously it's a discussion that many people are having in the run-up to the election at the moment. But how have you found it? What's been the response to the public to you, as somebody who's come in from outside the UK and has lived and worked here? What's been the response to you?
It's been amazing. I've never, ever been feeling any sort of discrimination or any hostility. I think London per se is amazing. The city, the fact that we're all working together here. There are people from so many different backgrounds. I mean, all my friends from all over the place. We live together, we work together, we create a city together that is so beautiful and so mind-blowing. And just the fact that, I agreed to sing this song, first of all, because the song is amazing itself, but also because I think that if someone's trying to teach people to hate other people, it's a generally bad idea. And if you can send a message of love, then you should always, take the opportunity and do it.
Alan, where did you come from originally then?
I grew up in Canada.
You're from Canada originally?
Yeah, I grew up in a place called Edmonton in Alberta. But my parents were immigrants to there. They're from Scotland, so they came over there, and I came back here.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I thought originally there's a transatlantic accent there, and then I thought, no, hang on a minute, that's a Scottish accent. So, what was it like coming from Canada to here? Because Canada has a few people who are immigrants into Canada, don't they? I mean, if I remember rightly.
Absolutely, Canada's a country of immigrants.
Yes, of course.
Everybody's an immigrant there. It's only a few hundred years old as a sort of modern country. I grew up coming back here for holidays. We'd go to Edinburgh, Glasgow, visit family, visit relatives, visit friends in Nottingham. My uncle lives down south. I've got family all over Britain. So for me coming here, I was really familiar with it. But I think, like Pola, I was really drawn to a city like London, which is just an amazing place. And as Britain as a country, it's just so incredible. It's so diverse, and there's so much within it. It's such a small place, and it's just really a great place to come and put out a song like this and to sort of celebrate that diversity.
How proud are you to do this then, Pola? Because I'm guessing this is something extraordinarily close to your heart. So you must be pleased to be a part of this.
Yeah, of course I'm very pleased to be a part of this. I do have many, Polish friends who live in the UK, and as I said, I don't think any of us felt discriminated from people directly. It's just those, headlines in the media, and we live in times that it's so easy to manipulate people via media, via headlines, via newspapers. So, I just wanted to say how it looks like from our point of view. We love England. We feel loved here, It's not true what they say in the papers.
What, Alan, do you think is the biggest misapprehension, would you say?
Sorry, towards immigrants? Or,
yes.
I think it's this scapegoating, and between, it's on this project, there's a lot of people that are immigrants, and there's a lot of people that are, been in Britain their whole lives, and their families have for generations. And I think what really happens here with this scapegoating of people who are immigrants, depending on, whether it's being an immigrant from somewhere in the Far East, somewhere closer in Europe, or somewhere North American like me, is that it's an easy person to sort of put problem onto and to blame, because you can say, well, then let's get rid of them and the problems will be solved. But the problems always run much deeper. The problems are in the structures that happen within countries anyways, and they're just community problems, and they're problems that communities have to look at themselves. And if they put aside that sort of that divisive language of us and them, and people look to work together, things often, they get done. Things happen, and things happen in a positive way.
What have you thought of the response to this, Pola? Because, as Adrian was saying, the views online have been extraordinary. It's had a great response. So what have you felt about that?
I got a lot of messages of support from many Polish people, from many foreigners living here in the UK. There has been some criticism, of course, but you do get criticism, whatever it is that you do, and I guess the more successful you are, the more criticism you're getting as well. Overall, the message has been, the reception of that has been pretty amazing, and the press coverage was really good as well.
I suppose, Alan, the thing is, what you are stressing here, this is not a go at anyone per se. This is just saying, look, here we are doing our best, we want you to appreciate what we do, etc., etc. Is that pretty much it?
Yeah, I think you see in the video, I think that for me, like, the big thing about the video is, there's a little story in there, and people are holding up signs, and people are having labels, but at the end, they throw away the labels, and I think, somebody once said to me, if you look at a song like this, to say, well, is this a political thing? Well, it's a relationship thing, and relationships are between people, and, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the relationships between individuals, and I think, as Pola was saying, there's lots of great feedback on this. I think one of the favorite comments I've seen on my Facebook page was somebody posted it up and shared it, and some guy in America responded and said, hey, we need somebody to cover this over here.
Yeah.
So, it's just that feeling that it cuts through. And, we use a flag in it, but we use a flag because, for people in Britain, that's Jerry Halliwell, that's,
yes.
That's mods, that's all this sort of stuff. And it's, it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but we're saying let's stop playing with this rhetoric, we're people, and we're all here. And I think why it's a love song, it's about two people that are falling apart, is, if you care, you have to find a way to work it out.
The single, Pola, as Adrian was saying, is released this coming Sunday. Do you have hopes for a chart success for it, or are you just happy that it's out there and people can listen to it?
There's always hope. There's always hope, but
bit of both.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. But if not this one, then next one. And if not next one, then next one. We're not stopping here, definitely.
Oh, this is a continuing campaign, is it?
Well,
we're definitely going to work together more. We had quite a success with this song, so there's more out there for us to do.
And it's been a lot of fun to work together.
Yeah.
This came together as an idea. We met each other. Got some incredible musicians on board. Some of the the best players of the British session scene. Guys who played with Phil Collins, David Bowie. We've had a great team together. Some wonderful people helping us push this record and get it out there. And so next week's going to be exciting. But I think it's got a long life. You know, it's not something that we necessarily think will explode in a week or two. Maybe it will, which would be great.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is something that we can keep talking about for a long time.
Yeah, it'd be great to be able to convert those 47,000 hits or whatever it's going up to now into sales. We would certainly hit the charts if we did that. But but you know, there's two angles here, and there is, yes, of course, we would love it to be successful and make money, because actually this also is a non-for-profit thing. Whatever profits are made would go back into other projects to help people. And they're talking about a musical, I think, aren't we, Alan?
Yeah, well, Lucia's got this great idea, because we're all creative people that have come on board to do this. And Lucia, who's a filmmaker, she produced a film called Strawberry Fields a few years ago, and she's got an idea now that she wants to take this idea of a song but grow it into something bigger, grow it into a sort of a West End musical. You know, it'd be something like, you know, what Rent was to AIDS in the 80s. You know, this is to the immigration issue, and I'm sure you could bring a lot of other things into it as well, but she's got a real vision for that, and that's really where she wants to put this back into, is to building something that's bigger.
Yeah.
The thing is, Pola, I think you know, we do have a bit of a barrier being able to talk about this openly, don't we? You know, I'm talking to you as somebody who's come in from outside. What do you think about that kind of reticence to discuss this issue? Do you think it's terribly British that we can't do this sort of thing? What is your view on that?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm not political at all. I don't really get involved in politics. Of course, I touch on it because I work in animal rights as well. So I do have, you know, I do have to deal with politicians from time to time. However, it's not my primary thing. I don't really know if there is a need to discuss everything in detail. Things like this are really simple. You know, we just want to work together, and we want to be tolerant, and we want to be open. There's really no need to go into details or speak poorly of people who are already not too happy, it seems.
It's a point about trying to address the prejudices, really, I think, more than anything, you know, and we do see that at times, and we all will have seen it at some time. But it is unnecessary. We can work together. We should be working together.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what it's all about, really.
Exactly.
So it's about integration. It's about unity, and I think it's a great product. And as we were saying, it's a great song.
Yeah.
You know, Pola sings very well. I mean, Alan was alluding to the fact that you've got, you know, Ray Russell and Mo Foster and people like that, and Jeff Castle. I mean, these guys are great musicians on it. So it's not just something that's been plucked and grabbed a few people off the street to do. It's a quality product produced by quality people.
Amazing.
You know, and you know, Alan's did you do the score for Day of the Triffids for the BBC, didn't you, Alan? Or?
Oh yeah, I did. I've done a bit of that. I did the score for the Day of the Triffids.
Yeah.
I've got another project I'm working on with a singer named Belle coming up, which I'll get down to you guys as soon as that's ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of exciting stuff we've been doing, but this we've really been. You know, we've spent a lot of time putting this song together and just trying to make it.
Yeah.
You know, to make it something kind of, you know, a bit different. You know, and a bit. I think the thing is like, you know, we want this to reach people if they're not thinking about the topic necessarily. We just want them to hear a song and go, hey, that's pretty good, that's nice. And if they go deeper and they go into trying to figure out what it's about, great. But if they don't, if they just like it for the song, then that's great too.
I mean, these guys epitomise what integration should be about. You know, they hear, they work, they integrate, they mingle with. You know, it's what it's all about. It's working together. Pola's had hits in Greece, top 10 hits in Greece, and all over Europe. She plays in China with Andy Summers at the Police at times, and you know, so. They're quality. There's some great projects going on alongside of it.
We are world citizens.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the world is a very small place.
It is.
Even more so with the internet.
Exactly. And when you look at the Earth from space, there are no lines.
Indeed so.
No colour.
I don't know if you saw that extraordinary thing about the galaxy Andromeda recently, where they showed the size of the Andromeda taken by the Hubble spacecraft. And then they went through it and said how many billion stars there are in this galaxy, and then they showed the size of the Earth compared to this thing, and it makes you realise actually, you know, we're pretty small beer and we should get on with it.
We are.
Yes, quite.
I know. You know, it's pretty fantastic to be able to be in a country like this and to work with all these people and to put something like this together and to see that it's reaching out beyond the UK, which I think is really interesting because you might put out a song here and it might become big here, and then nobody else will hear it. But this is really, it's touching nerves, across the water. It's touching nerves around. So, let's just hope that picks up and keeps going.
It was on main radio in Germany, I think, today to an estimated 3 or 4 million people. So, it's picking up traction across Europe. It really is. And as Alan says, if we can, by some stretch of the imagination, get into the States and start thinking about how we can do something similar with it, then that would be fantastic too. Okay, Alan, down to the nitty gritty. Let's tell the listeners out there how they can buy the song when it comes out on the 3rd of May this Sunday, which is very important, and B, look at the video, and which websites, Facebook pages. Do you want to just give us all those out now?
Well, what you want to do is, because we're doing a digital release here, it's going to be on iTunes, it's going to be on Amazon, it's going to be on HMV, any of those other digital portals, Spotify, etc. If you get the chance, please go out and buy it May 3rd. It's pre-sale right now on HMV and Amazon, so you can buy that now. The video's on YouTube. Why is this happening? Pola, P-O-L-A. Type that in. You'll find the video. We've got a web page, which is WITHlove2015UK. That's also the Facebook page and the Twitter handle, WITHlove2015UK. And you can see, sort of what we're up to and what people are saying, good and bad. But, the thing about people saying good and bad, then there's a debate there, there's talk, there's
absolutely
discussion, and that's always better than silence.
Absolutely. There's always two sides.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much indeed, both of you, for joining me. It's been a real pleasure speaking to you. Thank you.
And thanks for playing that Faces before, because I'm seeing Ronnie Wood speak tomorrow night about his diary, so that's exciting.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Hang on, what?
Ronnie Wood speaking in London. He's releasing a diary of his time in the Birds.
Well, if you get a chance, give him my regards, because I used to work with Ian McClaggart a lot, of course, who we sadly lost in December, who we were talking about earlier on the show, actually. So
I know, I was listening. That's really sad news from last year, wasn't it? But hey, it's been really good talking with you guys.
Thank you very much indeed. We wish you very well with the project, and
thank you.
I guess the best thing to do
is play the song.
So thank you very much indeed, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you, and enjoy.
Cheers, Alan. Bye. Cheers, Paula. Bye-bye.
Bye.